The Flatwoods Monster, also known as the Braxton County Monster or Frametown Monster, is a cryptid sighted in the forests of Flatwoods, West Virginia and Frametown, West Virginia, respectively. It's believed to be of extraterrestrial origin. The entity was initially reported as being around 10 feet tall and 4 feet wide. It appeared to have been some sort of robotic suit or spacecraft rather than an organic being. It had a crawl to it in the shape of an ace of spades behind the red round head. Set in the head was two eyes described as portals glowing green, orange, and the size of $50. The body was described as metallic, shiny, armored structure lined with very thin vertical pipes. The Frametown Monster, believed to be the same creature as Flatwoods, bore similar pipe-lined metallic armor around the waist down. From the waist up, however, the other being a reptilian humanoid. The reptilian version of the Flatwoods Monster. The first sighting happened on 7:15 p.m. September 12, 1952. 3 little boys witnessed a bright object across the sky. The object came to rest on land belonging to a local farmer. Once they saw this thing on land, they went back home to their mother's house, where they reported seeing a UFO crash land in the hills. From there, the locals went to the farm to try to find whatever it was that the boys had seen. One of the locals had a dog which ran ahead out of sight and started barking, and moments later ran back to the group with his tail between his legs. After traveling a quarter mile, the group reached the top of the hill, where they reportedly saw a large, pungent ball of fire about 50 foot away. They saw and smelled a mist that made their nose and eyes burn. The farmer then noticed 2 small lights over the top of the object and directed his flashlight towards them, changing direction and then heading towards the red light. At this point, the group fled in a panic. Upon returning home, the mother contacted the local sheriff and a news reporter. The reporter conducted a local interview with the individuals and returned to the spot where the farmer had seen the giant fireball, where he reported that there was a sickening, burnt metallic odor. The sheriff and his deputy searched the area, but he found no trace of the encounter. Early the next morning, the reporter visited the site of the encounter for the second time and discovered 2 tracks in the mud, as well as traces of a thick black liquid. He immediately reported them as being possible traces of a flying saucer landing, based on the promise that the area had not been subject to traffic for at least a year. It was later revealed to have been a possible Chevy pickup driven by a local man who had gone to the site to look for the creature some hours later. After the event, investigators associated with civilian saucer investigation obtained a number of accounts from witnesses who have claimed to experience a similar related phenomena. These accounts include the story of a mother and her 21-year-old daughter who claimed to have encountered a creature with the same appearance and odor a week prior. The encounter reportedly affected the daughter so badly that she was confined to a hospital for 3 days. They also gathered a statement from the mother of the local farmer, in which she said that at the approximate time of the crash, her home had been violently shaken and her radio had cut out for 45 minutes. And the report from the director of the local board of education, in which he claimed to have seen a flying saucer take off at 6:30 in the morning on September 13th, the morning after the creature was sighted. The day after the Flatwoods incident, a couple taking a leisure drive through the mountains of Frametown, West Virginia. At dusk, they were met with a similar horrific experience. Their car came to a sudden stop and refused to start again. Shortly thereafter, a putrid, sulfuric odor filled the air. The couple, circling the car in hopes of spotting the culprit, spotted something far worse than they could have imagined. From the waist down, it was a similar experience to the Flatwoods Monster, but from the waist up, it was a reptilian humanoid. This creature, thought to be the same creature sighted in Flatwoods, is known as the Frametown Monster.